So if you're going through a breakup, I want to tell you 3 things that you really need to avoid doing, like 3 things, right? So the first one is avoid jumping into a rebound relationship. It's the worst thing that you can do. And when you're going through a breakup, especially if you've been broken up with, and if it's really not a breakup that you want, you feel rejection on every single level. It can feel absolutely terrible when somebody that you love is saying, I don't want to be with you no more. Somebody that you thought was going to be a major part of the rest of your life. And now all of a sudden they're saying that they don't want to be with you no more. It can hit you so hard and it can make you feel absolutely terrible about yourself. So on that note, don't jump into another relationship out of the need to be validated, the need to feel attractive, the need to not feel rejected, the need to feel wanted. It can make you jump on dating sites, get with all sorts of wrong people. You're doing it from all the wrong places because you're working on a place of desperation. You're working on a place of need, as opposed to, a calm, level-headed sort of decision. You just want to ease the pain. It's like, but it is literally like sticking a plaster on an axe wound. It's not going to help. You need to go through the emotions of the breakup. You need to process the breakup. You need to look at yourself. You need to look at your part of it. You need to look at what you really want, because this is a time for you to grow, because most growth comes when you are under pressure, when you are feeling at your worst. Growth and leveling up generally doesn't happen when you're all happy and in your comfort zone. Trust me, I know that firsthand. The second thing that you really need to avoid doing is contacting your ex. It is so important that you have at least 6 to 8 weeks of literally no contact, so that it gives you time to compose yourself, to look at what you really want, because a lot of the time you think you're desperate to be back with your ex. You think that you can't live without them. You think that life is ended because you're not with them anymore. Your brain is telling you to run back to them because it wants the feel-good feeling. It doesn't want this feeling that you're feeling right now, which is insecure, which is, you're feeling like really bad about yourself. Your brain doesn't want that anymore. You're feeling sad. You might be crying. You might be struggling to eat. You might be struggling to, function. And that's very normal when you're going through a breakup, because your mind is literally all over the place. So it's really important that you have 6 to 8 weeks of no contact with your ex, but it has to be done properly, because if you're keeping eyes on them in any way, you're just literally hindering yourself. You're going to take yourself down a rabbit hole that you are really going to struggle to get out of. That's why I created my book, Silence is Your Superpower, which is absolutely gold for helping you to do no contact properly. Alternatively, you can ask friends, you can look online, you can find ways, but make sure that you do it properly. If you're interested in the book, there it is there. Click on my email link and you'll be able to get that. Make sure that you do proper no contact, so that you can literally decide on a more level-headed, sensible way of thinking, whether you really want your ex back, or if you just want to get back because it's more comfortable than living in the fear of the unknown, which is what you're doing right now. Because let's be honest, if this is a breakup you didn't want, you've gone from having somebody there who you thought was going to be with you for the rest of your life, and all of a sudden now they're gone. That wasn't in your plan. So now your plan is all up in the air, and now you're feeling extremely insecure about it, which is absolutely, again, very normal. But give yourself a chance to really think, is this the right person for you? Do you want to be with somebody who can just walk away from you like this? Do you want to be with somebody? You need to look at your relationship for what it really was, as opposed to the fantasy that you may have in your head, if that makes sense. I hope it does. But trust me, that's the second thing. Make sure that you take the time to do no contact, to heal yourself, to be able to really, really think about things in a logical manner. Because, my darling, this is the rest of your life. And let's be honest, it's not a dress rehearsal. This is the one and only life you're going to have. So you may as well make it as happy as possible. And if this relationship wasn't happy, and yet you're wanting to get back for different reasons, for the wrong reasons, then you need to work that one out. And then you need to work out your best way forward. But you need time to do that. So don't be thinking, oh my God, it's been this amount of time, I really should be over it by now. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, darling. It really doesn't. So give yourself time. Everybody's different. There's nobody out there that can give you a time limit of when this will be over. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, but I can promise you that the feelings that you're feeling right now are temporary. That much I can promise you. And the third thing, stop beating yourself up. Stop putting yourself down. Stop making everything about, you know, I should have done this, I should have done that. The bottom line is relationships take work. It takes both parties to work at it. So if someone has decided that they don't want to be with you, be kind to yourself, because you know the truth of the matter is you don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you. You don't want to be with someone that can just walk away. You really need to look at this logically. And, you know, it takes time, again, to do this. And if this is just a recent breakup, take your time. Take your time to work all of these things out, because it's so important. So what could take you a few months, you can jump straight back in with your ex out of absolute fear. The worst thing that you can do, take your time, breathe. The third thing that you need to do is not jump straight back into a relationship with somebody that maybe you don't want to be with, or they've broken up with you, or it's very on and off, or it's very toxic. My darling, it's not going to improve. It's not going to get better. When a relationship starts going down that road, generally it stays down that road, darling. So my third thing to not do is to jump straight back into the relationship with the ex out of fear, because you need time. You need time to really sit and think and work out exactly what you are going to do, because like I've already said, this is your life and you only have one of them. So you know what, my darling, make it count.